Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today I am going through all of my plans for the next year, 2026. I do have a lot of plans. Whether I will achieve all these plans / goals is another thing that we will see over the next coming months, but I am just feeling very inspired at the moment. I've got lots of ideas running around my head, and I've spent the last couple of days going through this new journal. So this is my 2026 journal that I set up. In fact, I set up the first few spreads on a stream with you all a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to flip through to the section that I have done for my colouring goals. So I'm getting straight into it because I've got a lot to go through. So I've got 3 big main goals for the year 2026. One of them is to colour in every single Asian colouring book that I own and will own, because I anticipate myself getting some more next year. So I have them all listed out in this spread here. I'm a little bit annoyed at myself because I was trying to get them listed in order of purchase, but then I missed out a couple. I don't know how I managed to miss out a few, but I did. And so yeah, I've listed all these here. I thought I had a lot more untouched Asian books than I actually do. I put a dot next to all of them that are untouched, so I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 46. That's not too bad, but yeah, I'd like to colour at least 1 page in every single book, if not more than 1 page. So that is one of my goals. And then I have the goal to colour 52 title pages, so that works out to 1 title page a week. I don't necessarily have to do them 1 a week. Like I could do 2 in a week and then none the next week and then 3 the week up, you know what I mean, but just 52 throughout the whole year. So I've got a spread here to track that as well. So I've got the 52 numbers here, and this goes for my hashtag that I've created called hashtag tackle the title pages. I did a intro video to that a few weeks ago, which I will link in the description, and I just go over all of my books that have title pages in them. I've added them all to a randomizer wheel so I can randomly pick them. If any books come up in my randomizer, I will try and get the title page done there. But with these numbers, that is for each individual page. So say, for example, Johanna Basford, she tends to have a title page at the front, then a nameplate page, and then some like publishing info pages. I would count each one of those separately. So I wouldn't have to do necessarily all 4 or 5 pages, whatever it is, to write it down. If I just did the nameplate page, I would record that down as that book, but then not remove it from my list until it was completed. But yeah, that is another one of my goals for 2026, to colour 52 different title pages and just make a good dent in those. Then the final one I have is to colour in all of my untouched books. Now I do have a secondary goal in my head of trying to do that before the end of the year, and in fact before the midpoint of the year, so by the end of June. So I've got a spread here ready, got a list of up to 70. I don't want to be adding any more than that at the moment. At the time of recording this, on my bookshelf app it says I have 55, but I have coloured in 3 more. I'm anticipating to have around 45 untouched books by the end of the year, and then I won't add anything to this list unless I've had it in my collection for at least, I think, 3 months. So if I got it, say, in January, if it's still untouched by March, I would add it. So it's been in my collection for 2 full months, then on the 3rd month I would add it. I think that's how I'm going to do it. But with me trying to colour in all my untouched books, this is the kind of goal for towards the end of the year, once they're all coloured in, to make sure that I'm colouring in books before putting them on my shelf, and trying to get to those books sooner rather than later, rather than leaving them there for months and months on end. Right, moving on to the next section with the monthly goals tracker. I did lose lettering chicken a little bit there. But these are some books, series, things that I would like to colour in each month. So the first one is the Tokimeku focus book. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the Colour in Every Asian book. And I did create a Dutch door here, so that's just chopping off half the page, or some of the page. And here I've got all of my Tokimeku series listed out, and then which is the focus book of the month. So for January, I would like to have Bear in the Wonderful Town as my focus book, because it's the only one that is still untouched. I was really hoping to get it coloured in before the end of the year, but I've run out of time and I'm doing lots of Christmassy pages. But I will just grab that book a moment and explain what I mean by the focus book of the month. So far I've got 11 of these from the Tokimeku series, this Japanese colouring book series. There is another one coming out, or scheduled to come out. I think it's February 13th actually, next year. It's a Alice in Wonderland themed one and it looks so cute. So that will be the 12th one that gets added to my list, and any others I can put there as well. But with the focus book of the month, I'd like to get a few pages done in each of these books in that month, because even with my other books, I've coloured in them, but majority of them are just one page. So I'd like to fill them up a bit more. So firstly, I'd like to get all of the character pages done in this year. So making sure I get that one done. And then I was thinking of perhaps trying to do like a single page and then maybe a double page spread. It will depend on time and what else I've got going on. But doing some of these title page, like chapter pages, would be a good idea. I didn't include these books in my Tackle the Title pages. I don't know why, because they kind of are, but I think because they're listed throughout the book rather than all at the start. But these chapter pages could be good ones to throw in just to get a bunch done. But yeah, there's so many gorgeous double page spreads in these books, so it'd be good to get one of these done a month. A single page, there's character pages, so that'll be another good 3-4 pages done in each of these books. For January, I definitely am going to be focusing on finishing this page first. Then I'll do the character title page and then potentially another double page spread. I don't know. I'm playing it by ear a little bit. But yeah, I just want to make sure I get something coloured in a Tokimeku book that I choose as a focus for each month in 2026. So this will be the focus book for January, The Bear in the Wonderful Town, and that one is by Waka Nakauchi. Just bringing back my journal and going back to the goals tracker. The next few are things that are dedicated to each of the months. So I've got the Fairy Tales calendar, the Tiny Year, Colouring Heaven, the little shelves, and Floribunda Year by Layla Julie. I'd like to get the monthly page done for each of those. So I will show you each of those books and what I'm talking about. So this is the classic Fairy Tales colouring book by Paperflight, and it has these gorgeous pictures of fairy tales in it with a coloured illustration on the left and one for you to copy on the right, and it often includes some colour in the background, which I really, really love. But at the very back of the book, there we go, very back of the book, you have a calendar that you can colour, and I just thought that this would be a great project to try and do each month. So this is January's page, the little prints, so you've got the coloured image on the back, and then on the other side you have the page for yourself to colour. They're quite small images, sort of, they look like A6 size, almost more between A5 and A6. So yeah, that's January's of, what was that, the Little Prince, yeah, and Cinderella for February. Yeah, just little illustrations. We've got Star for March. That I think will be great to colour each month. I'm not sure, I'm tempted to cut it out and then stick it up by my desk, but I'm not sure, or if I want to keep it in the book. Or I could see, like, get myself a scanner and scan it in and do it that way and then still keep it in the book. There's April's, Anna Green Gables. This is one of my favourites, the Sleeping Beauty one. I love all those flowers. Absolutely stunning. Snow White is another really cute one. Then we have Thumbelina. There. Dog of Flanders. I like how they do vaguely fit the season that they're in. Like, you've got some nice summery ones there. There's the blue bird. They don't really have any autumnal pages, to be honest, though. There. And we have Hansel and Gretel. And the Snow Queen, which is the cover image of the book. And I love her gorgeous teal coloured hair. That's November's page. But that will be a challenging background to do. And then the Nutcracker for December. So yeah, I think start of January I will try and get that January page done, and then either cut it out, or because I could cut them out and then put them back in the book so it still stays in the book but I display it each month, and then each of these could be done in pencil so I can erase it and re-put in the numbers each year. Although, I've just noticed it's a Sunday start calendar. I cannot get on with Sunday start calendars. It's got to start with a Monday. This is a big bugbear of mine. Sunday is the second day of a weekend, which goes at the end of the week. So why would the week ever start with Sunday? That's my 2 cents. But yeah, I would have to change that for my own sanity. Otherwise, I'll look at it and get very confused. But yeah, that is one of the monthly goals I have, to colour each of those calendar pages from Classic Fairy Tales by Paperflight. Then I have the Tiny Year Colouring Heaven collection. When I bought this last year, the goal in my head was to do it each month, colour each of the little shelf images. I managed to do one. I did April's, and I love how it turned out. It's such a cute little colour palette, relatively simple to do. I think finding a limited colour palette related to the sort of month/season we're in is a fun idea for the pages. So we've got January's here, so I'm thinking this one, like blues and reds and kind of primary colours actually. Yellows would look cool, bit of green, I'm not sure. But then we've got all of these little small victory pages. My idea is to save the colour palettes on a post-it note and then come back and colour those at a later date. February would look nice in reds and pinks. Then there is his March. Lots of greens on that one, I think, with all of the gardening objects. April I've done a nice Eastery themed one, so that will be nice. Get a month rest. So yeah, I've got my colours saved there in the pencils I used to shade as well. Then we have May's, a nice florally page. June is a travel theme. July is like an underwater pirate ship sea theme. I like this one. August is the ice cream and fruits. Then September, we've got lots of vegetables, pumpkins. Another one of my favourites, that September one. And October, lots of pumpkins on this one. Really cute. And November is a fun witchy theme, which I think is nice because after we finish with October, I still feel in the mood to colour some spooky Halloweeny themes. So it'd be nice to colour that at the start of November. And then December is, of course, the Christmas theme. Yeah, I would really like to get each of these done. I would prefer to focus on the Fairy Tales calendar than this one. So if I have to choose one over the other, I'd choose that one. I'm not going to beat myself up if I miss any of them. It's a goal. And just having it recorded in my planner will keep me accountable rather than just saying it in my head sort of thing. Like seeing it empty in my journal will make me go, okay, I need to colour this. So that's the Tiny Year collection by, I didn't say, a Go-To-Pop. Coming back to the journal, and the final bit I have on this page is all of the zodiac signs. So I made this table up to represent all of the zodiac signs and which months they fall in, because they overlap 2 months each of the signs. So for January, we start off in Capricorn season and then move into Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Now I had this as a goal for 2023 to colour a zodiac page each month. I was successful at the start and then I fell off towards the end, so I want to try and get this done. And I've got a few zodiac themed books in my collection that I can choose pages from. So I've got Cosmic Spirit, Oceans to Stars, Astrology Colouring and Colours Make You Happy, the second volume. So I have done a few already in Cosmic Spirit. I'll start from the back because it's easy to flip. I've got a couple of whips as well, so I would really like to finish Aquarius off. Maybe try and get that done end of January, early Feb, which is Aquarius season. I have done Capricorn. I did that at the start of 2024. Then I haven't done any in the middle there. Started Virgo, went kind of crazy with the colour palette with purple skin and felt scared of what else to do, so abandoned that one. Leo is all based. I just need to do some pencil shading and finishing shiny touches. All of these I found limited colour palettes online. Cancer I've coloured. That turned out nice. Very different colour palette for me though. Gemini I've just done the background. So a lot left to do on that one. And then I've done Taurus and Aries. So it'll be nice to get some of those towards the middle. It'd be nice to get all of the zodiac signs coloured in this book, and then I can slowly make my way through all the tarot cards as well, because it is kind of divided into those two themes. Then we have Oceans to Stars by Lydia Fenwick. I have already finished the Aries page. I love how she turned out and it was so much fun to colour. Then I've started Leo and she is turning out stunningly. I've based her with lots of Crayola Colours of the World actually for the hair and the skin, and then some Tombows for the flowers. I've shaded the skin, got all my colours noted down there, so I'll definitely finish that off when it comes to Leo season. But these portraits are by far my favourite, but it would be good to get some of the others done. So the first section, they're all mermaids, themed to the zodiac signs. I think it's these big backgrounds that deter me from these. But I feel like watercolour would work well in here. The paper's really, really nice. And if I get a tiny bit of bleed through, I'm not too worried because it's just shells on the other side. I don't care for the shells. Like shells aren't the most interesting thing to colour. They're just kind of creamy colour. Then the earth section are all the portraits, whereas I do like colouring crystals. They're fun, and you've also got some flowers as well. I love these. And they come with colours already written here for you. So I've been using those colours to inspire my colour scheme. So red for the hair and then bright orange for her outfit in the background. So for Taurus, I think, wow, I can't decide whether I'd want to go for a spring green hair or pink hair, or even going more natural with like a dark brown. I'm not sure. I couldn't decide, which is why I didn't do that. Gemini is yellow and light green. I think she'd look cool with green hair and a yellow outfit. It's a nice book to practice different hair colours as well. White and silver. I'd want to do her hair kind of a silvery grey. I think that will look stunning. She's gold and orange, so gold for the hair, orange for her clothes. Virgo, olive green and light brown. I think I'd go green for the outfit, brown for her hair. Just something a bit more neutral toned. Light blue and peach. I think peach hair, and then light blue for the flowers and her outfit. Crimson and black for Scorpio. I'd already done the red hair, so I think it'd be good to do this as black and then her outfit as red, and red flowers, they would really pop. Sagittarius is dark blue and purple. I would have to see when I get to doing this page, but I think dark blue hair would be fun. Like a navy blue and then some lighter purple flowers. Capricorn is dark grey and brown. So could do brown for the hair. It's nice to have a few natural colours going through, and then dark grey for like the horns and the crystals and whatnot on her. Aquarius, sky blue and violet. I think violet hair for her would be really fun. And then sky blue for the outfit. And then Pisces is indigo and sea green. Could do indigo hair or sea green hair. Again, sea green would be fun, like a kind of turquoisey green. And then indigo for her clothes. So yeah, those are my ideas for that section. And then we have the stars, which I think these are so stunning, but the backgrounds intimidate me. So I don't know how I would approach them. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to sort of flip between the sections or try and focus on one section at a time. But if I did that, then maybe I wouldn't want to come back to the other sections. That is one of my favourites in the whole book, Sagittarius. She is lovely. Capricorn, that was a really cool one too. Yeah, that is the Oceans to Stars colouring book by Lydia Fenwick. Then astrology colouring. I've done just one in here. Taurus, the bull. So this one is kind of focused on animals rather than people, like characters. So you've got lots of lovely animals. That Aries would be a good Aries page to do, because, well, I've done it in the other two books so far. But yeah, here's Gemini, Cancer the crab, Leo the lion. I love that page. Virgo the virgin, Libra the scales, Scorpio the scorpion, Sagittarius the archer. It's a really unique art style, this. I love that one. Capricorn the sea goat, Aquarius the water bearer. Really don't like that one, but would avoid that. And that's another favourite of mine, Pisces the fish. I love these kind of koi fish. I think they're fun to colour. So that's the astrology colouring book. And then the colours make you happy too. Right at the back here, you've got the Zodiac sign section. You do have a double page spread here. Well, it's not really a double page spread, but each of these individual Zodiac signs. It could be cool to colour that at the start, or colour them with matching colours that you use on each of the individual pages. I don't know, because I like things to be cohesive. But yeah, so we start with Aries here, and Taurus. That's a really pretty one. Gemini and Cancer. This one's testing me because it doesn't have any of the names on it. Leo and Virgo. I love that Virgo one, and the Leo one is cool. Libra and Scorpio, Sagittarius and Capricorn, and Aquarius and Pisces. Aquarius one is fun. I often don't like my sign because the symbol of my sign of Aquarius is a jug. Like, what? Like, you've got Capricorns, like sea goats, you've got centaurs, you've got fish, you've got lions, and Aquarius is a jug. Someone who's pouring a jug. I just think that's so boring. But so yeah, they're often not my favourites in the books, but that one's quite nice. So those are all of those books that I have Zodiac pages that I could colour in throughout the year, picking sort of between the books as I go through. So another goal for 2026. Okay, bringing back the journal, and we have gone over all of the overarching yearly goals there, gone through all of these spreads here. So next I have 26 artists to colour in 2026. Now, I'm not going to go through and show you all the books for all of the artists because I'd be here forever, but this was inspired by something I did in 2024. In fact, let me grab that. So I made this spread of 24 books to colour in 2024. Made it at the start of the year, didn't ever refer back to this because I had no reason to. And I did fairly well at making sure I coloured in almost all of them. There was only 2 that I didn't. But most of them I needed 1 or 2 pages in. It wasn't really a focus. So I decided to get rid of that for 2025. But I thought I'll bring it back for 2026, but change it up a bit. So instead of specific books, because I couldn't decide on just 26, it was hard enough picking 26 artists. I've gone for artists. And this isn't necessarily focus artists, like these are not going to be the only artists I colour in the year, but it's more just I want to make sure I show some love to all of these artists. And I've got a box here for each quarter that I can write down how many pages I coloured in each. I won't colour in all of them every single quarter because that's a lot. But it just means that if, say, I get to quarter 2 and I notice, oh, I haven't done any from Layla Julie yet, I'll make sure to try and prioritise that for quarter 2. So it just gives me a better focus of knowing what to colour in for the next sort of section of the year. I tracked things by quarter last year and it worked really well for me for keeping my focus and sort of like re-evaluating what I was working on. So yeah, the artists I have are Fabiana Attanasio, Rita Berman, Joseph Kattenbang, Melpomene Chatsapenagiotu, Camilla de Erico, Diane Dufour, Layla Julie, Kanoko Agusa, Erie, Lydia Fenwick, RJ Hampson, Hannah Carlson, Christine Karen, Veronica Kalinska, Lulu Mayo, Morgan O'Brien, Stratton Peterson, Kirby Rosanis, Jeon Seon Jin, Sugumi, Sarah Shevchik, Miki Takai, the Tokumeku series as a whole, Tomislav Tomic, Maria Troll and Usiku. So some of these are old favourites like Rita Berman and Morgan O'Brien that I've been colouring for pretty much my whole colouring journey. Some of them are new artists to me from last year, like Layla Julie. Like, they're not new, but new to me. I hadn't had the books before. Like Layla Julie, Camilla de Erico, here's another one, Tomislav Tomic. And then others are ones that I've just neglected a little bit. Like Melpomene, I coloured her a lot in 2023 and 2024, and I think I did 2 pages, and that was from Nature Mandalas, finishing off 2 whips. So that was definitely someone that I wanted to put on the list. So I've got a really broad range here of some of my favourite artists. Not all of my favourite artists are on here, but some of them are. But most of them are. There are a few others that I didn't include on this list. That's another goal of mine. Then moving on to this spread, the 2026 project books / artists. So a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video where I presented 5 different artists and 5 different books to choose as project books for my live streams. So I was inspired by Karen at My Colourful Country Life, who last year she did 2 project books for the first half of the year and 2 project books for the second half of the year, and did a colour along each month from those respective books. And I wanted to do something similar. I was starting to make a list of books, and then I realised that some of the same artists were popping up, and some books I didn't necessarily want to focus on that one, but more the artist as a whole, so I split it up into a book and an artist. So these were the top 4 winning ones. It wasn't necessarily this was number 1, this was number 2. I picked them based on what I wanted. But for January to June, so for the first half of the year, I'm going to be focusing on Fragile World by Kirby Rosanis and Diane Dufour as the artist. And then for July to December, I'm going to be focusing on Lulu's House of Wonder and Rita Berman books, specifically the Mina Reiser series, the travel series. So I'm just going to grab all of those books and talk a bit more about those with you. So starting with Fragile World by Kirby Rosanis. I'm not going to flip through the entire book. I've done that many times before. But I was having a flip through the other night thinking, oh, what would I want to do for January? What would I want to do for February? And going through things like that. I think doing one of these, both of these during winter would be really cool. Oh, actually, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do these with the snow or try and get this double page penguin spread done in January. Can't decide, so I might have to get you guys to help me with that. But then I did have an idea for what page for February, and this goes on with another plan for next year. Where is it? Here it is. And that is this bee, because I am going to be starting a new hashtag in the new year called FebBeery. I'm not quite sure how I'm spelling that yet. But basically it's colouring bees in February. February is my birthday month. You kind of sounds like bee in February. But and well, I'm colouring bumblebees, so it feels like February is the right month to do that in. And I think this will be a lot of fun to colour with you guys on stream. I thought I could do that February and then do this maybe March, April, May, someone like that, and have 2 pages done next to each other. But yeah, just thinking about potential pages. I would really like to get that lemur double page spread done, and I am not afraid to pick a double page spread. That's what I'm feeling inspired by. It'd be great to get the little turtle done for a tackle the title page. So that is for the first half of the year, Fragile World by Kirby Rosanis. Then the artist I'm focusing on is Diane Dufour, and I was talking about this in stream because Dragons du Monde was randomised for my winter randomiser. So I have gone through and flagged some wintry pages in here. But because there's 4 books, I think what I'm going to do is for the 2 bigger books, so Dragons and Mermaids, I'm going to do 2 pages from each of those, and then for the smaller ones do 1 page from each of them. But then I also have the bookmark set. And as I was looking at them and thinking, oh yeah, I have this bookmark set by Diane Dufour, Elves et Lutin, and this is adorable. And I thought, you know what, this could be a good challenge video, because I do want to do more of those challenges that I did with Lonely Pumpkin, where I see how many I can colour in a day. And I've been thinking about doing that, but for bookmarks. So not just this Diane Dufour one, but all of my Disney ones as well. See how many bookmarks I can colour in a day. I think it would be fewer than the Lonely Pumpkin ones, because even though they're skinny and small, they're still quite detailed. There's a lot going on in some of these. But yeah, I'd like to get a bunch of I'd like to get a bunch of bookmarks done next year. Let's have a look at Sirens du Monde. There's some lovely Arctic themed mermaids in here. I have done 2 in here. The Dragons one is still a pretty new book to me. So yeah, I think I would like to do one of these Arctic inspired ones for January or February, either one of the winter months, and do a wintry one from Dragons as well. And then I can move to the other 2 books for the spring season. These are nice because they do have a lot of seasonal pages in them. So Boule de Poire does have the spring, summer, autumn, winter section in. I've done that from the summer. So yeah, maybe something from the spring section. Get another one done there, because I've only done that one from the spring section. I've pretty much done 1 in each seasonal section, apart from summer where I've done 2. So yeah, I know this is a popular book and lots of people are coloured in that one. And then Noonor Therapy, I think this is my favourite of all of Diane Dufour's books. I can't quite explain it because I don't particularly like the ones which are like this, but I love the book. I love the whole book. Like the scenes just really do make up for it. And I have done a few in here, so it would be nice to get something else. Maybe something spring, summery, not sure what yet. Don't think it will be one of the wintry ones, as I want to focus on the other 2 books instead for winter. But yeah, getting another one done in here, doing it on a live stream will be lots of fun. I think this will be a good one. These 2 would be a good one to put options for you to vote on, because I don't necessarily mind which one I do from these. I do struggle to colour in the Mermaids book, so I think I would pick one that I'm feeling personally inspired by at the time. Yeah, it's like that penguin one I quite like the look of. There's another one with like polar bears. That one's okay. I just struggle with all the water. This one, polar bear and narwhals, very, very cute. Yeah, this one, I really like that one too. So yeah, that is the focus artist for the first half of the year, Diane Dufour. Then for the second half of the year, my focus book is Lulu's House of Wonder by Lulu Mayo. I have done 2 pages in this already from this year, from 2025, but you've got some lovely seasonal pages. I think it would be great to get one of those witchy pages done in October. And I think this is just one of those books that is good for any time of year. I love that one, my favourite page in the book. Wow, I love this page with all the stickles. I always have to stop and admire the sparkle when I flip through. Yeah, you got some more detailed ones and some more simple ones. So if it's a busy month, I can do a simple one. And if it's one where I can dedicate a bit more time on stream, then I can do one of these more detailed full page designs. Love that little cozy knitting basket there. Yeah, quite a lot of cozy interior scenes, which I think works well for like autumn towards the end of the year, but also some nice, bright, fun, summery looking pages as well. So lots of great options from Lulu's House of Wonder, but that will be the second half of the year. And then the focus artist for the second half is Rita Berman's Minor Ricer series. So I have coloured a lot in Europa, but it is a book that I neglect now that I have a lot more books in my collection. So it would be nice to see a few more. Specifically, because it's the autumn season, it would be really great to get those two done during the second half of the year, sort of September, October, November time. So that could be a good option because I do love those pages. But again, you have got some great summery ones like this one from Bruges. It could be good to get this one finished with the matching colour palette from that page. And because there's 3 books for 6 months, it would be two pages from each book. And then just alternating them depending on how I feel. What I'm inspired by. I do have that whip. But yeah, that's the Europa one. Then Asia. I really have not coloured enough in the Asia and Africa books. So it will be... I'm tempted to even do 3 from one of those and then just 1 in the Europa book. I love that koi fish pond. So many fun summery ones in this and in Africa. So it will be hard. I do have this whip that I want to get finished. I'd try and do that in the first half of the year though, to be honest. Yes, just lots of cute pages in here. Got this one that I have done. In fact, was that the last time I coloured in this book? I think so. Did this one when I first got it. Even get some of those title pages would be good. But yeah, I think that was the last official time I coloured in it, but I don't know when I started colouring that. But that was the last time I finished a page, May 2024. So long overdue a few pages in that one. Then Africa, I have coloured in this past year, so that is good. But yeah, so many beautiful pages, lots of animals in this book, which I love. Would be great for kind of July, August time. Look at that one, so much fun. I did this one this last year in March. Would like to get that opposite page done. I did this one in July. Love how that turned out. Yeah, really kind of reminded me how much I love colouring in Rita's books, and I need to colour in them more. So I will try and get to these books before the second half of the year, just in my own colouring time. But for the live streams, these will be one of the, this will be the focus artist. So that's Rita Berman. Okay, the final section of my goal spread is books to complete in 2026. So there are 4 that I am hoping and planning to complete next year. 2 of those are project books that are on their way to be finished very, very soon. So I think Matchstick Mouse is on track to be finished in October, and Lost and Found somewhere in the middle point of the year, depending on what we do. And then Kawaii Tarot is going to be my big project for the year, like 50 Mythical Miniatures was for me this year. So I've got to do 3 or 4 a month. And the same for Grand Classiques Tome 11. It's a colour by number book. So I've got to do 3 or 4 a month. So basically a double page spread and like 2 single pages is kind of the idea of what I want to try and get done per month. But colour by numbers, I don't force myself. I tend to colour by numbers when I'm not feeling like colouring anything else. So if I'm in the colouring zone, then I will colour full pages rather than colour by numbers. But let me grab those 4 books to share with you. Okay, so first up, Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. Again, I'm not going to flip through. I've flipped through this book so many times on my channel. I have done almost half of the book. I've got a couple more pages that I want to finish before the end of the year, this being one of them, and that would get me up to 34 pages, and that's out of 78, so yeah, almost halfway. But I have to do, it's approximately one of the mini ones. I've got a tracker at the back, so here's the tracker. So the minor arcana, so we got the large ones and the small ones. So I've got 19 left of the large ones and 13 left of the small ones. So a few months I'll have to do 2 of these, and then for the small ones, 1 a month, and then for the major arcana, the big cards at the front half of the book, 1 a month. So almost 1 of these each a month, but there'll be a few months where I'll have to do 2 of those. So I've got enough from this front section that I've got 1 a month for the whole year, if I make sure that I finish off this one before the end of the year, the Hermit, and then that will mean that I have 12 from here on. So yeah, it will be an amazing achievement to see this book completed. It will be my first like pencil book that I complete. But that is Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. Then the Grand Classique Tome 11. I have done how many pages so far? 57 out of 100, so over 50%. In fact, I reached 50% at the midpoint of this year and then just left this book for a while. I don't know why. I was like really sort of like colouring a lot in here to get to that 50% mark. I've got this one started, hoping to finish that. I think it may be New Year's Eve. I could do that whilst watching TV downstairs. But yeah, it's going to be really fun flipping through this book and seeing every single page coloured in. It's nice at the moment having over half of it done. Well, literally just over half. But yeah, I've got a section of 10 at the front there where they're all coloured. It's very satisfying to flip through. That's the Grand Classiques Tome 11. Then I have Lost and Found by R.J. Hampson. This is a project book with Dana at Dabbler D. And I'm thinking that if we do one of these title pages, so do this plus one of the pages at the back of the book, so do that and then another one of the pages. If we do that each month, so kind of 2 a month, then we'll be finished by June, I worked out. So yeah, we got a few at the front, and then I've got a bonus page in mine because Dana only has the hardback copy. She doesn't have this dinosaur one, so I'll have to do that myself. But we have done a good lot of them. I am working on one at the moment. Little sneak peek there, Christmas Dragon. But after I've done that one, then there are 6 pages that we've got left to do together. I am behind on Dana by 1 page, so I've got that to catch up with still. But yeah, we got With All My Heart, so that's 1. 2 is Opposites Attract. 3 is Wrong Turn. This is the one that Dana's already done, so I need to get a new trick done, but that will be easy to, shouldn't take too long, it's quite small. I lost track, is that 4? Yeah, 4 Lost and Found. I shouldn't talk in the middle of it. 5 Hide and Seek, and 6 Two Wishes. So yeah, almost there. Then we got the keys at the back as well to do, so yeah. Do the keys, the sort of title pages, maybe alternate the months doing them, and these title pages along with the other ones. And then by about halfway through the year, Lost and Found should be completed, so that will be really exciting. And then the final one is Matchstick Mouse, A Big Adventure by Morgan O'Brien. This is a project book with Nikki at Knick Knack Colours, Amy at Colouring with Amy, Zoe at Zoe's Cozy Colouring, and Emma at Emma Colouring 85. We've got just 10 pages left to go, so we will finish by October. So yeah, it's looking amazing. Seeing all these coloured pages. Here's December's sneak peek. Lots of bright, fun, colourful pages, all sorts of colours in this book, which is lots of fun. Yeah, lots of these more animal-y pages at the beginning that we've got left to do. There's a lot of rodents, like there, and this one here. Lots of rodents. And that one. Is that a rodent or is that a monkey? I don't know what that is. So yeah, it will be lovely to see this one finished in 2026, Matchstick Mouse: A Big Adventure. So that moves us nicely on to the other project books that I have for the year. Starting with Capybara Cuties by Rob Parkinson. This is a buddy colour with Amanda at ALLJ Art, Emma at Emma Colouring 85, and Ali at Colour Mama 360. And we started this, when did we start this? September? It was me and Amanda who started. I think it was September. Yes, we started in September with this page, and from then on we did 2 pages a month so that we could finish this book in 2 years, as there's 48 pages in this book. So if we do 2 a month, that will take us 2 years to complete. So we did do a catch-up month in November where we coloured 3 pages. I haven't coloured December's yet. But yeah, we will be well on our way to completing this book next year, by the end of next year, with, wow, 12 months times 2, 24 pages. That'll be a good chunk of the book, over halfway, and then that will be completed in 2027. So that's Capybara Cuties by Rob Parkinson. Then I have the Colouring Heaven Pocket Fairy Tales book by Selena Fennick. This is a project book with Kathy at Colour V94 and Lil at Colouring with Lil. We will have done 17 pages by the end of the year. Haven't finished this month's yet, which means that we've just passed 50%. So 15 pages after to go, so it will be completed in March 2027. So that's exciting as well, the fact that this book and the Capybara Cuties book are on track to be finished the following year. Just seeing these books actually get filled up is a lot of fun. That's this month's page. Yeah, because some books are very much long project books, and other books it still take 2 or 3 years to complete, but it's so satisfying when you do. So that's Colouring Heaven Pocket Fairy Tales by Selena Fennick. Then another fairy tales themed book is Erie's World Fairy Tales. This started off as a project book with Meg at Meg's Colouring Corner, and we started this in 2023. Which month? I do have that written down. June. I think it might have been May 2023 or April. March. It was March 2023 we started this. We took a hiatus for the majority of last year as Meg wasn't colouring, but we are back, and back with extra friends. So Jana at Colouring Create with Jana has joined us, Veronica at Veronica Done 66, Lisa at My Colouring Nook, and Kathy at Colour V94. So we have done this double page spread together this year in November, and then the other one we finished off was one that Meg and I had planned for the year before and finally got to finishing. Where is it? Here it is. The Hansel and Gretel Gingerbread House. But yeah, this is definitely one of those books that will take years and years to finish. There are so many pages in this book, but it's going to be a lot of fun seeing some more completed. I did miss colouring in this book, but it's nice that we had a break and that we've come back to it. This is December's page. I still haven't even started it. It's nice we had a break and came back. It just kind of reignites the love for the book in a way. So yeah, lots of lovely pages left to colour. I don't think we're even near halfway through yet. We've done 15 out of 66. So about a third. So that's not too bad. A third of the way through. But there we go. That's Erie's World Fairy Tales. And then the final project book I have is Secret Invitation by Natsuki. This started out with Jana and I at Colour and Create with Jana, and Dana at Dabbler D has joined us. And we're going through this book in order, so this is nice and simple to flip through. So we started with story 1. In fact, I started with this one this year, and Jana saw me colour it and asked to do the next page together. And then we made it into a project where every 2 months we complete a double page spread, because almost all the pages are a double page spread, and yeah, they do take a long time to complete. So we are almost, well, Jana has finished story 1, which, yes, well done Jana. And I am almost done with story 1. I have based this one. I'm being realistic. I think I will finish this page this year, and then I will do this right at the start of 2026. But then that will be story 1 all complete. And then we're moving on to story 2. And this works out perfectly because this double page will be for January to February. It's been March to April, May and June, then July and August, September, October, and then November, December, and that is story 2 done. And then we can move on to story 3 in 2027. So this is going to be one of those books that will take us quite a while to complete. I mean, how many pages are there in total? 73. So yeah, and doing just a double page spread every 2 months. I think if we did any more than that, we would get overwhelmed. But it's nice that we'll have 2 stories completed by the end of next year. And then this will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 months to complete the next one. But yeah, slowly but surely we are getting through this book, Secret Invitation by Natsuki. Okay, the final section are group buddy colours that I am a part of, / my full book colour along. I just wanted to start with Sargon, so this is for my YouTube members. I want to do a big shout out to you all and thank you so much for joining me this year on this journey together as we colour in Sargon. I was very nervous about starting memberships, and it's been a lot of fun. We have done a few so far. So we started off with Puss in Boots and a little fairy. So Puss in Boots is done. And what else have we done this year? We've done the Flower Fairies, Sleeping Beauty, and Stustrit. Say it quickly and get it over because I still don't know exactly how to pronounce it. The Frog Prince, Snow White and Rose Red, and then we are currently working on the Nutcracker. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half, with Puss in Boots only being half of a double page, all done in this book. So I think I worked out that it's about 2.5 years to complete if we carry on the pace of a double page spread a month. So really looking forward to continuing with this book in the new year. That is Sargon by Maria Troll. And the other one I host is Complete Zodiac Miniatures, where we colour 2 pages from 50 Zodiac themed miniatures by Community Angel Cova a month. We started off with the Zodiac signs, starting with Aries, as well as the chibi Chinese animals. So we started with Aries and chibi rat, then moved on to Taurus and chibi ox, and we're going through and currently on Capricorn for December and the rooster, no, the monkey. So we will finish up with Aquarius and Pisces. Hang on, no, we're not on Capricorn, we're on Sagittarius, yeah. I was just like, hang on, that doesn't feel right. We're on Sagittarius, then we've got Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces for the first 3 months, and then we move on to the second section, so the chibi Zodiac signs, and then the just Chinese animals. So starting in April, we will be doing chibi Aries and rat, and then going through like we've been doing before, but alternating them. So yeah, this book will be completed in 2027. It's been a really fun one to colour with you all on Instagram. It's been lovely seeing your pages on Instagram and YouTube. So that's Complete Zodiac Miniatures, Community Angel Cova. And I also host a Matchstick Mouse seasonal buddy colour group where we colour in the seasonal book for the season we're in. So at the moment it's winter. We started off with the autumn colouring book, plus another one of the Morgan O'Brien books in his collection. So we voted, and 25 Days of Kindness one for winter. Probably end up doing another vote for the spring one. Could potentially be floral. Could be rainy day. We did rainy day for autumn, but you could do some more spring rainy days. So I do have the pages already selected for January and February. It's going to be this treat page for January from 25 Days of Kindness, and then the book library for February. And then in winter we've got the Feed the Birds page for January and the little hibernating tortoise for February. So yeah, I will continue on hosting the group buddy colour for that, and if anyone wants to join, any of these groups, they are open to all. Just DM me and I will add you, no problem at all. That is the Matchstick Mouse Morgan O'Brien group buddy colour group. Same group too many times. Then I'm also part of the Yusiku Witches buddy group. It's called the Life of Witches group because that's the name of the compilation book. If you don't have any of these books, I do recommend getting the compilation book because it's this. It's all of them sandwiched together. So it's a bit of a free group, like some people suggest pages and then we vote on one. This was the page for December. I don't think I'm going to get to it. But we kind of rotate through the 3 books and just spread the love for these witches among the 3 books. But yeah, moving into the second one, Year of Witches here. I did start this one ages ago, never finished it. Looks like it could be finished, but it isn't. Not to me. I need my pencil shading. Got quite a few whips in this book, actually. So yeah, it'll be lovely to see even more pages get coloured in these books. Because even though they're witches, they do different seasonal themed activities. So that's another group buddy colour that I'm continuing to colour. It's not an every single month I try and get it done, just when I feel inspired by it. So that's Witches by Yusiku. And I'm part of a Mythomorphia buddy colour group by Kirby Rosanes. The page that is picked at the moment, this is for December and January, is this awesome snowy Yeti scene. I cannot wait to colour this in January. I think I'm going to use lots of Neocolor 2s. But yeah, we did this one. This was August/September, but I didn't colour it till October, or I didn't finish it till October. And then the other page that was picked, because this is still a relatively new group, we haven't done very many pages. Where's the werewolf? It's the werewolf. Here it is. This was the page picked for October/November, but I did not get round to it. So I can't wait to colour some more pages from Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanes. Then I have Dragonspell. This is a group run by Vera at Zuvera Art and Yolanda at Colouring by Kamama. I don't colour in this every single month if I'm not feeling inspired. I'm not forcing myself. I started this one. This was June's page, I believe. Need to finish that eventually. This is December's page. This was the first page we did for June. Oh no, the Dragon Fruit was August, because that wasn't the next one. I did do this one, which was for October. Then this was for Space Timber, September. Oh, the Candy Hoarder was for November. Then there's some others. Oh, this Mouse Guard one was July, I believe. I think that was it. I think so. There may have been another one that I missed out, but Vera randomly selects with a randomizer wheel 3 pages. We vote on them. So yeah, if I feel inspired by the page, I try and get it coloured. If I have no ideas, then I just move on. And just being part of the group is very inspiring. So that's Mythographic Dragonspell. And the final one I have to share with you is Nelko Neko's Story of Precious Cats. This is hosted by Amy at Amy Ward Art. I joined the group quite late. In fact, the only page I've done as part of a group is the Halloween double page spread, and I'm so happy I did this. The group really helped inspire me to actually get this page done. But yeah, Amy puts up a few options for us to vote on. I did this before it was made a group. They have done this pirate page, I know that, and they've done the tree house, so I've got plenty of pages that I can catch up with the group for. So and it tends to be one is chosen every other month, so you have 2 months to complete, which is quite nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what gets picked for the new year. I do need to finish this characters double page, but yeah, that is everything for this video. All of my goals, plans, projects, groups, etc. that I'm a part of for the new year. I may join other groups. There's some groups I'm a part of that are more like prompt based, but that's I think that's another video. There's a lot of new yearly prompts coming out on Instagram. I think I might do a whole video on hashtags, prompts, challenges that are for the year. I think that will be an interesting one to do for myself and for you guys. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what plans do you have for the new year? Are there any books that you're looking at completing or focus on completing? Not necessarily going to complete the book, but you want to focus on completing next. I'd love to hear in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.